The Ego Detox, Faith and Identity Reset Detox series. This is episode number 2. Some of us call it confidence, but it's ego guarding our wounds. Ego detox is not about self loathing, it's self honesty because ego doesn't always look like arrogance. Sometimes it looks like being defensive. Sometimes it looks like needing the last word. Sometimes it looks like always having to be right. Sometimes it looks like performing strength because we feel unsafe. And here's how we know our ego is in the driver's seat. We feel a surge and we have to respond. We feel a threat and we have to prove that we're right. We feel unseen and we have to be louder. We feel corrected and we have to correct back. And the interesting thing is that we might call that standards. We might call that confidence. Some may even call that leadership. But what if it's protection? What if we're not confident at all? We're just bracing ourselves. Because true confidence doesn't panic when it's questioned. True confidence doesn't need to dominate a room to feel safe. True confidence can breathe. Today, we are detoxing ego. So we could be grounded without needing to be impressive. Hey y'all, I'm Madison Samone Chase, also known as Miss Chase. I was raised by an incredible single mom who is my biggest fan and my best friend forever, for real. I'm also a celebrity certified personal trainer, fitness and wellness expert, and sports and entertainment media host. I was born in Fort Worth, raised in Dallas, Texas, built in Los Angeles. I trained at Juilliard with School of American Ballet, becoming the world's only 3-time ESPN Miss Champion, appearing in more than 450 fitness DVDs. The first of the 450 fitness DVDs was led by a celebrity trainer, Gunnar Peterson, and the GOAT, who's known for training the Kardashian family. As a celebrity certified personal trainer myself, some of my most notable clients include Robert Pattinson of Twilight and Batman, Chris Tucker of Rush Hour, and Amber Riley of Glee. As a sports and entertainment media host, some of my favorite red carpet moments include chatting with Richard Branson, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Emma Stone, Viola Davis, Tyler Perry, Justin Baldoni, Issa Rae, and Tiana Taylor, to name a few. I share my accomplishments not out of ego, but to really honor the millions of sacrifices that my mom planted so that I could blossom and flourish into the woman I am still becoming. So if you're listening and or watching, pull up a digital chair, grab yourself a cup of hot or cold herbal tea, and welcome to my cozy home of Cut to the Chase at 8. A 15-minute micro-learning moment for macro living. I am so overjoyed that you are here because this is where we explore and lean into life with our lived experiences, yours and mine, where we invite lots of grace in the space because we're living in some interesting times. We chat all about spirit, mind, and body health because it's ultimately our wealth, and microdoses for macro living. Make sure you join me twice daily for just 15 minutes at 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, because this is your 15-minute chance for your daily pause, for a cause, for clarity, wellness, grace, and intentional decision making. Because how we start our day and how we end it matters. Each episode will offer to you is 3 keys and 1 question to sit with, and hopefully encourage you to give yourself something practical and something grounded and something you could carry with you. So wherever you're listening from, I want you to turn it up and tune in. And if anything you hear today pricks your heart or lights a spark, I'd love for you to subscribe and share this with someone you care about. And please leave a comment so that this becomes a dialogue and not a monologue. And leave a 5-star rating. Now let's start our breath intake together. Inhale for 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's cut the noise. Let's get clear. And let's get ready, set, grow, and go, and be great. Again, the title for today's episode is The Ego Detox. Let's define what ego is in a grounded way. Ego is not our personality. It's not our confidence. It's not our ambition. Ego is a part of us that feels like it has to protect something. Protecting an image, protecting our reputation, protecting a wound, protecting a trauma, a fear. And the reason this matters in a detox system in the season is because ego can keep us busy without keeping us free. Ego could keep you right, but lonely. Ego can keep you winning, but exhausted. Ego can keep you respected, but disconnected from your own softness. So today we're not going to attack ourselves and try to be perfect. We're observing ourselves with grace in this space. And here's a question to hold while you're listening. Is my ego leading this, or are my values leading this? Which brings me to part 1. What does your ego look like in real life? Ego often shows up as a need to win, a need to be right, a need to be seen, a need to be special. But ego also shows up as a reaction, a tightness in the chest when you're challenged, a quick tongue lashing when you feel embarrassed, a shutdown when you feel exposed, a subtle competition when someone else shines and you think they're outshining you. Because our ego doesn't always shout. Sometimes it whispers. Don't let them think you're weak. Don't let them get the last word. Don't let them misunderstand you. And don't let them see that you're unsure. Ego can be quiet and still controlling. It could look like rehearsing what you're going to say so you could sound impressive and perfect. Correcting someone when it isn't necessary. Feeling offended when you're not acknowledged. Needing credit to feel secure. And being unable to apologize without adding a but. Explaining yourself past the point of peace. And sometimes ego could look like a time you needed to be right and it lost connection for you. And a time you needed recognition and it cost you peace. A time you were so focused on being respected than being in a good relationship with someone. And sometimes our ego can get louder when insecurity is untreated, which brings me to part 2. Ego's job is protection. The compassion layer is what we need to layer our egos with. So here's the compassionate part. Ego didn't show up to ruin your life. Ego showed up to protect you. It could shield shame, insecurity, fear, feeling unseen and feeling unchosen and feeling not enough. So when we notice ego, we don't only ask, why am I like this? It's important to ask even deeper questions, like what is this protecting? because sometimes our ego is just a guard at the door of an old wound, a wound that never got tended to, a wound that learned to survive by staying impressive, a wound that learned to be dysfunctional. A survival strategy can become identity if we never detox them. Sometimes ego is protecting the younger you who needed to be exceptional to be safe. Sometimes ego is protecting the version of you who learned, if I'm right, I can't be rejected. If I'm strong, I won't be abandoned. If I'm admired, I won't be overlooked. If I'm perfect, everyone will like me. Has there been a moment you realized you were defending an image that really is not you? A moment you recognized pride that was covering pain? A moment you realized you were proving more than you were healing? So ego doesn't heal you, it guards what needs healing. Which brings me to part 3. Detox is humility plus regulation, and how to be safe without superiority. Detox doesn't mean you shrink. Detox means you soften the armor. And humility is not humiliation. Humility is strength with softness. Humility looks like being teachable. Humility is being able to listen without preparing a comeback. Humility is being able to say, you know what, I don't know, without panic. Humility is being able to say, I was wrong, without collapsing. Humility is being able to let someone else be right without feeling. And regulation matters because a dysregulated nervous system makes egos even louder. When we feel unsafe, we grasp for control. When we feel threatened, we defend. When we feel exposed, we perform. So sometimes the detox isn't a conversation first. It's a breath first, a pause first, a regulated response first. Because when our nervous system is calm, our values are easier to access. And when our values lead, our egos doesn't have to. A moment you chose humility and it restored peace for you. When was that moment? Have you had that moment? Has there ever been a moment you regulated first and responded differently? A moment you let go of something and it felt lighter. So being grounded beats being impressive. So let's do a practical reset. Simple weekly actions that we could do. Number 1, I could be wrong practice. Say it once this week and let it be complete. Then stay open instead of defending. Listen before responding. Let someone finish. Take one breath, then decide how you want to respond. Number 3, stop correcting what doesn't require correction. Ask yourself, is this correction necessary or is it ego? Number 4, repair without explanation. If you owe an apology, give it clean. No speeches, no excuses, just ownership. One grounded pause per day. When you feel the urge to prove, pause and ask, what am I protecting right now? Before you go, I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart and top of my heart. It's truly been an honor and a pleasure sharing this time with you. And thank you for continuing to give yourself grace in this space, because I'm genuinely thankful you chose to step into this cozy digital home with me. So before you go, let's revisit our 3 keys and 1 question. Key number 1, Ego is armor. Ask what it's protecting. Key number 2, humility is strength with softness. Key number 3, being grounded beats being impressive. In our one question, where is my ego leading my decision instead of my values? If today's episode offered you clarity, insight, or even a pause for a cause you didn't know you needed, if there's anything that I've shared that pricked your heart or a little spark, I'd love for you to subscribe and share this with someone you care about. And leave a comment so that this becomes a dialogue and not a monologue. And if you feel led, a 5-star rating. It helps the space to grow and reach others. And before we close, I want to extend a gentle invitation, if you've been listening, reflecting, and sharing, to join a community of connected, like-minded people. I'd love for you to consider becoming a C3 Cut to the Chase at 8 Champion Circle founding member. It's a foundational community who will build and grow and really shape what this podcast becomes. And I'd love for you to be a part of that. So thank you for joining me here twice a day for our daily 15-minute microdose for macro living. Now let's close with one breath together. Inhale for 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'll see you tomorrow at 8 a.m. and again at 8 p.m. Central. I'm Madison Samone Chase, and this is Cut to the Chase at 8. You're ready, set to go and grow. Let's get clear and let's be great. Blessings to you and yours until tomorrow.